Hello, just a little quickie to talk a little bit about how you can use the Round Table of Law in life. And this is from my blog, Dragon's Grail at WordPress.com. Um, I know it's not very perfect because the lighting in here is not that good, but basically this is the Round Table of Law. The Round Table of Life doesn't have the zodiac signs, it's got the Arthurians in. The difference is the Round Table of Life is more map to the human subconscious. The Round Table of Law is more like a map to the planetary, to grounding celestial energies in the planet. Now, I tend to use the Round Table of Law because I don't work with the Arthurians anymore, and the Dragon's Grail tradition from which this came has passed on to a coven out west in the mountains. So I helped the dragons and Arthurians bring it through, but now it's in others' hands and they're going to take it far beyond what I can even dream of, which I think is pretty amazing. This particular device, it's a divination device, it's a revealer of our relationships. It can be used as a healing. It can be used as a healing grid. You can use it with Reiki. You can use it with crystals. It is a magical mechanism. It can be used as an oracle. Apparently there's a way to use it as a gateway to other worlds, but that's not something I just know it needs Lord Taliesin, but I don't know how. That's what the people out west are going to discover when the time is right. This can also be used as a way to balance energies on property. It's not exactly feng shui or anything, but it is a symbol that balances all the energies of the zodiac, but it's a grounded. So say you've got a piece of property that the energies for some reason are all crazy and you don't have anyone nearby that can do feng shui or geomancy or anything. What you can do is take a Round Table of Law in your mind, and even if you want a printed off one on a rock, take it, as long as it's not a farm or something, take it to the center of your field or your property, place it in the middle with Siege Perilous or Mother Earth, the 13th chair facing north. And then you can either bury it if you want, or you can lay it on top of the property. And excuse me, I'm finally moving out of a major chaotic time period, and I'm seeing where I'm moving to. So it's really important that I get all this stuff out, because in less than a week I'm going to start at a new martial arts school. In probably a week I'm going to get my new Tibetan Tro material. I've got to get back to my grade school studies. So the stuff I've been working on for 20 years has just got to get through me and out so that other people can, if nothing else, they can get triggered by it and they can do other things with it. So, but in the center of the property, you can imagine then that this becomes holographic and it merges with the energies of the top of your field, and it literally circles all your property. Say you've got 14 square acres. You can put this in the center and it looks like my cat may come down, so you see her tail now, but if you suddenly see a black fuzzy thing go by, my familiar has decided to come say hi. Anyway, you can put this and you can imagine that it just merges with the energies at the top of the land, and like once a week go out and just meditate, and you can ask the earth spirits to please enjoy the harmony, the balance, the blessing of the Round Table of Law. You can see the energies shifting. If there's, say for some reason somebody's managed to curse your property, well, this, if done right, will absorb the cursing, shift it, and bring balance back so that, the feng shui and stuff hopefully will work better. I don't know. I just know the dragons say that this can be used to bring balance to a damaged piece of property. I wish I could use it on my parents' farm, but I'm not going to push my luck. Anyway, if you wanted to use this as a revealer of relationships, and because I've got to hold it this way so you can see it, I can't really place anything on it. Say you get someone's picture. You then could use this for a grid for pendulum, and then you can ask questions and say, show me what is the primary cause, and I'll say the person's sick. Okay, you go, what's the primary cause of sickness? And the pendulum may end up pointing to Capricorn in this case, or Sir Gawain, which is more career and academics and stuff. So maybe the stress, or maybe they're in the wrong thing and they don't realize it. And what's interesting is usually if you watch how the pendulum swings, depending how pendulums works, it'll often show you the secondary. The primary might have been Capricorn, but for some reason the secondary, instead of swinging over to Gemini, might be more Libra or Virgo. I forget which one is Sir Percival the Outsider. It just depends how the pendulum works, because it's really strange. You can have a signature, witness, link, whatever here, the person's signature or their picture. You can ask questions with the pendulum, and the pendulum will swing in such a way that it may end up swinging from one to another, and it'll let you know there's a relationship there with the energy in the center. Now, if you want to use runes, I use the Celtic tree runes or the Ogham Fuse. I also use dragon script. I have them on little teeny wood things, and I just cast them like I'm casting runes. And again, the details are on the blog, so you could do it. But you can cast the runes different ways. And sometimes, say you only put three runes come out, you may discover that relationships in here. There's relationships, not just that, say, in your ability to acquire Taurus, you've got problems, but you may discover that you're being blocked because in Leo you've got a hidden enemy or something, just stuff like that. You can also use this for active and passive healing. You can, and the only thing I've got handy is you can put things on it and basically create a little mini spell. The favorite thing I like to do with a large version of this is it's called a life spell. Each area I look at, what do I want in my mind? So in the area of my Aries, I may put, since it's new beginnings, I'm looking for new job, new home, moving to the other side of town. I might put birch representing new beginnings. And then in Taurus, I might want abundance. And since I'm a student at the Gray School, I would put a certificate. In Gemini, and it just, each one of these, you decide what's the most important energy you want to express and bring into your subconscious. And then, of course, Siege Perilous is your connection with Mother Earth, and that's where I put my service. That's where I put my Tibetan and my Shaolin and my wizardry symbols. So that's a way. You can also use it as grid for Reiki. Put pictures on. You can use crystals. You can use little trinket toys for spell casting, alchemy, all sorts of fun stuff. I really like to do every solar equinox and solstice. I like to do the life spell unless something major happens and I know I need to shift it, then I'll do it on a full moon. But what I usually do is the day I'm going to shift it, I take everything off the board, I put the stuff in a bowl and cleanse it, I let the board cool off and I'll smudge it a bit, and then that night I set up a new spell and I put candles, elemental candles, to bless it, and then I just leave it like that until it's time to change it again. So these are just some ideas how to play with it. Like I said, the blog is dragonsgrail@wordpress.com. I hope you find it of interest. It is a fun tool to use.